Let's talk about the when you were appointed minister in 2018, and then the establishment of the Interministerial Committee.
Chairperson, there has been a problem in KZN of political violence en masse, but after elections, it was some sort of organized kind of, and then the people were dying, especially at the level of local leadership, politically, and also the councillors. I've listened to say that it was more of the ANC councillors. No, it's across the board. Quite several of the NFP, ANC, IFP, even EFF, DA, as we speak now, we're dealing with it. Those that are dealing with it, I left when they were dealing with it at Mpofana. The councillor that killed the family stood outside and burned the whole family and said that his house has been burned. And I'm sure that guy didn't know that there's something called forensic. And the forensic discovered that he has done it, he has been sentenced and all that. It's happening. So, President visited the murder scene of Kashana Mngunu, who was a on the ministers of, I guess, were 4 ministries. That was police, defense, justice. This was together with the correctional service and state security. So he says the ministers of these ministries, for me, interministerial is made by ministries rather than ministers. That's my understanding. That interministerial is made by ministries. Why so? Because those ministers immediately went to KZN. Was a minister of police, Cele, was a minister of justice, Masuta, was a minister of state security, Duba, the term was a minister of defense, Mapisa Ngagula. And then when the elections came, and then there was a minister of police, and there was a minister of justice who's not Masuta now, but Lamula. There was a minister later, Mdise, and there was initially there was only a deputy minister when it comes to state security, which was Zizugotwa, and later Nchabeni came on board. So they continued with the interministerial because these ministries were there. So interministers is ministers that move, but ministries, they stay there, and whoever is there continues. That's how I understand.
So what was the mandate of the Interministerial Committee?
The mandate was to go to KZN, specifically, sort the political violence, the matters that were taking place there, which were quite bad. Almost every week, a political figure was dying there. So, was to go there and sort that thing, investigate, arrest, prevent, and stabilize the province. So when we went there, there was a committee, or there was some sort of a team that was provincially working there, led by General Kiliza, and then there will be Brigadier Makashalala, who is here in Western Cape now. There would be Chiga, who was a head of intelligence in KZN. We sat there as this interministerial. We were given the report. We all agreed, without taking it further, that there is a zero work on this death that is happening here. So we had then, according to the interministerial, try to start something better. So different ministers had to work on their departments. I remember that there was a big meeting of officials that was called. I can't remember, but Dr. Kulube was in defense, were there. I think the DG of Justice were there. The DG, National Commission or Provincial Commission of Correctional Service were there. Those officials, they had to go and hash the plan and report to the Interministerial. How are they going to do what the Interministerial, under instruction of the President, had to do?
So it was a multidisciplinary team that was going to be established.
Indeed.
From different departments.
Exactly so, exactly so. But most prominently would have been the police and prosecutors, because prosecutors had to direct the investigations. But one department that is not mentioned now and again that played a prominent role was Correctional Service. Why Correctional Service? Because people arrested, they still gave direction from prisons who to eliminate and all that. The only cutoff was to take people to Kokstad, so which is a prison where you can't communicate with anybody. So the Minister of Correctional Service had to make the way and open that most of people that are arrested under this killing must be taken there. The other thing that was requested there, these cases were delaying. So was if we could get the special courts to deal with them so that they're done through and then people are arrested and all that. So these departments were really working together from the ministers to the top officials and down to the real team that was working down there.
General, can I just refresh your memory? Can you go to Annexure BC2, which is on page 11. It's an annexure.
Annexure
BC2 on page 11.
BC2.
You got it?
I'm going to tell you the annexure. Oh, okay.
You see, those are described as speaker notes by the Minister of Police, Becky Cele, political killings, and it is dated the 3rd of, is that August? 3rd of August, 2018. Do you want to run through that? Because this would have been immediately or shortly after, no, not immediately, shortly after the establishment of the task team. So you'll see a number of very relevant aspects of the Interministerial Committee dealt with there, to refresh your memory.
Yes, I do see. And as you read down that, the team comprises of 126 members led by Acting Provincial Commissioner, Lieutenant Mkwanazi, and Brigadier Ngwenya and Khumalo. The National Prosecuting Authority has also dedicated 16 experienced, seasoned prosecutors. So from there on, the team kicked in as the interministerial or a multidisciplinary approach. So others would follow, like courts, but this one immediately kicked in.